Good morning, and welcome to Melzworld Live. I'm Ramel Otis, your host, and this is the morning schedule. I hope everyone had a really good weekend. I certainly enjoyed myself. Nice 2 days of soccer games and going to the beach and Minecraft, a Minecraft movie. I'm writing a review right now, but I can talk a little bit about it today because obviously nobody watches this. A Minecraft movie was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun in the way fast food is a really good meal, right? The substance, the quality, it's not gourmet, but it had all the right flavors, right? It was it was directed by the guy who directed Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, which of course is a Jack Black movie, Jared Hess, and he injected a lot of that really dry Napoleon Dynamite humor in the movie. It's very, very dry. It's very self-aware. You know, in Napoleon Dynamite, they're not self-aware that it's a movie. And in a Minecraft movie, it's not so much that it's not self-aware in the sense that it doesn't take itself too seriously, right? It doesn't try to make you feel like all of this is really important. The plot is that the piglin queen wants to invade the Minecraft world, not the real world, by the way. So the real world is never at any danger. There's no threat. Uh, it's a world that was accidentally discovered by Jack Black's character Steve, and that world is threatened, right? His little personal paradise that he created, his own little world, and he enjoyed. And it was his creativity and his curiosity. It's his curiosity that got him from the real world to the Minecraft world, and then it's his curiosity that got him from the Minecraft world into the Nether, and the Nether, of course, wants to destroy the overworld. Anyways, yeah, he. If you look at the main character Steve in the Minecraft world, that's who the standard character is, right? The character you play, the Mario, like player one, and that means he's everyone, right? He's every player. And of course, you play the game in the beginning and you're like, okay, this is Steve. but eventually you create your own avatar, right? You create your own looks, gender, costumes. You create all that. So Steve is the vessel for which the character to play, and the character, the act, whoever the player is, they create in their mind who they believe Steve should be. And when Jack Black is Steve, a lot of people just it didn't make any sense. Jack Black does not have anything as far as the body type to match who Steve is. But I think that's the point. The point is Steve is everyone. Steve can be anyone. This Steve, right? It isn't called Minecraft the movie. It's called a Minecraft movie. It's a movie about Minecraft. And this Steve is this version's player, right? This version of Minecraft, this player is Steve. And he's different than every other player that plays Minecraft. His reasons are he yearns for the mine, right? No children yearn for mines, right? No children want to pick up a pickaxe and go into a mine shaft. This one does. So once again, the idea that Steve is everyone is played out here because this particular Steve is played by this particular character who is Jack Black. And yes, he 100% commits to this character and the world. The first 10 minutes is exposition, but like aggressive exposition. He very much, walks the adults through the game, right? The kids already know what's up. Like everybody who's in their mid-20s and younger knows what this game is about. So the first 10 minutes, it flips the script, right? The first 10, usually a kid's movie, they explain things that go over kids' heads and the adults chuckle. In Minecraft, the first 10 minutes are meant for the adults, but they're jokes for kids. And I think that's important, right? The flint and steel, like all of the weird mimetic moments in the first 10 minutes are meant for the kids, and the exposition's meant for the adults. If you've never played Minecraft before, the first 10 minutes lays it out pretty cleanly. And so there's no why. There's no need for a why, right? How is it possible that there was a cube, a cube that could take you into the Minecraft world, and how do you and that's it. Just, when the villager goes to the real world, he's able to eat at restaurants, right? Like he's able to walk around, and have a relationship with Jennifer Coolidge. Like, people don't freak out about this villager being in the real world, and vice versa. The main characters, they freak out about being in the Minecraft overworld. But once again, there's a SNL sketch where it's called Wells for Sensitive Children, or Wells for Sensitive Boys, and the idea is like, for the adults, like there's all this stuff that's for you, but this is for them, right? This movie is for the young people, and you won't get it. But Jared Hess does a good job putting enough dry humor, peppering it through. So while the kids are laughing at what's meant for them, Jared's leaving on the ground these kind of nuggets of comedy that you could absolutely love. You don't think too hard. There's no reason to think that this is a complicated movie. But your kids are there and you're there, you might as well enjoy something. Well, something my dad told me when I was younger was he attended an opera. And I've never been to an opera, but a classical opera is going to be in Italian. So my dad went to see the opera, and he said, I don't care much for it, right? He didn't love it. However, he found something to love about it. He loved the costumes, right? He thought the costuming was amazing, and he focused on that as the reason that he ended up enjoying the opera. Now, he says it isn't his thing, right? Which is fine, but he found something to love about it, and I think that's what a Minecraft movie is. It's something that you don't have to get or enjoy for what the kids will get, but there are things in it that you can just sit there and laugh. The writing is, like I said, it's dry. And I mean, here's one line from the movie that I absolutely chuckled at, that no, like, hardly anybody else in the room chuckled at, is Jason Momoa breaks down because his business is in financial trouble. And he explains to the main characters that that's why his life isn't so great. And it's not a spoiler. If you see Jason Momoa's character, you know that that's where the arc is headed. And Jack Black looks at him earnestly, with all the heart and kindness that somebody would look at somebody who bared their soul, and he said, "I'm sorry for your financial troubles." And for some reason, that line just hit so hard. It's funny because there's an empathy on a very adult level that Steve, or Jack Black's character, is putting on to Jason Momoa's character, right? Gargar, is that he's very sorry for your financial troubles. And you just don't, people don't write like that, right? You don't say naturally, "I'm sorry." You don't. That's just not your natural thing. That's the kind of joke that got me when if you're making an earnest movie and someone's bearing their soul, you say, "Oh man, I'm really sorry. That really sucks. I feel really bad for you. I understand your pain." Da 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 da. I mean, you could write that a lot more empathetic and human, but Jack Black humanizes the line, and the line is kind of ridiculous, right? So that's what I say is what makes the movie for me, is that my son loved it, right? The Zennials and the mid-20s, right? Gen Z, they will understand it. They will howl in the movie theater. They understand what's being written for them. And then the adults have a trail, a breadcrumb trail of interesting lines that you can watch the whole movie and get through it and enjoy it, right? Yeah. So yeah, I'm writing a really short review, but it overall, the movie was fun. And you can complain that not all the characters got really strong character development arcs. You can complain at how dumb the movie seems, right? You can do all these things. And yeah, there's a lot of weaknesses in the movie. I don't think it's going to make $1 billion. It's going to make a lot of money. I don't know if it's going to be on the Billionaires Club. It's hard because nowadays people are so picky about what movie they're going to watch. However, now that I say that out loud, it might be part of the Billionaires Club because people are choosing which movies they want to go to. I mean, just to be transparent, if I were to have paid full price, and I didn't, we had a family friend who bought, we had a friend who bought Groupon tickets. But if we had paid full price for this matinee at IMAX, we would have paid upwards of $100 for 3 people. Think about that. $100 in ticketing alone for a family of 3 to watch a matinee. We watched it at 10 in the morning. How bonkers is that financially? I am sorry for your financial troubles, right? You pay $100 just for the ticketing to watch this movie. Of course no one's going to movies. Yes, the movie theater that we went to now has upgraded seating with trays and more space and leather couch, felt like some kind of faux leather. You're paying $100 for 3 family members, a total of 3 people, and that doesn't cover snacks, right? A small drink is $9. A large bucket of popcorn is $12, right? It's crazy. And I'm not saying anything new. That's why we don't go to movies as much, right? And it blows my mind that there's such a disconnect from the Hollywood executives and people who track movies, right? When we go, okay, well, cinema's dead. But I don't understand. How is it that Barbenheimer does billions of dollars? Why is it that Wolverine and Deadpool make billions of dollars? I don't get it. But wait, but why does Paddington not do as good as it was supposed to? Why are these movies that are well, received, have high critic ratings and um have high viewer ratings, why don't they perform? And the answer is $100 tickets for 3 people. And and if everybody got popcorn and if everybody got drinks, that's another easily $50 to $60, right? For a 2-hour experience, $160. That's why people are very selective about what movie they want to watch. And they're not picking a movie because it's well rated or it's well viewed. They're picking it because they know it's going to be a safe bet. Minecraft, in their minds, is a safe bet because they're taking their kids. They know this is a massive movie. It's, even if they're not going to like it, they know that their kids are going to have to watch it. They're going to want to watch it. They're 20-year-olds and younger, right? Wolverine and Deadpool, Barbie, Oppenheimer, all perfect examples of movies that are like, this is an event. We have to go as a family for this event. And that's why the Hollywood executives and the analysts and everybody that watches movie performance, they just don't seem to wrap their head around people not willing to spend multiple times. 10 years ago, movies weren't nearly as bad in cost. 10 years ago, you could see yourself going to a movie at least twice and going to whatever was out there, right? Whatever was out there, hey, let's go watch movies, and it wasn't a burden. And it was a burden more so than it was 20 years ago, right? Like it progressively became more prohibitive in wanting to go to the movies. So now people are very concerned about whether or not. And then you have the rapid turnaround. How fast a movie becomes available, right? When I was watching movies, like I think Titanic, you had to wait like a year before you got to see Titanic in VHS or DVD, right? Like now movies have a 1-month turnaround. You could have a movie and then it was available for streaming a month later. Some even sooner, right? Now, there are movies like Oppenheimer and Barbie. They were such a juggernaut in sales that there was no point in releasing it in streaming until it ran its course. And that's the traditional path, right? If your movies are just absolutely blowing up, you let them run its course and you squeeze as much money out of it as you can. But more and more, the fact that there's multiple movies and people aren't watching every single one, not because they don't want to, but they can't afford it, you're going to have movies that are going to perform terribly and then get thrown onto streaming, and then everyone's going to eat that up, right? That's the reality. And so your great ratings, your great reviews, those, all that means is your movie is going to have legs if you let them stay in the theater. It means that eventually people are going to come back and watch that movie. We saw that with Disney's Elemental, right? Elemental came out, and everybody loved it, but nobody watched it. But then it just kept getting people to watch it. There wasn't anything else to put in the movie theaters, and people just kept coming back, and then now Elemental's considered one of these big movies. That's a perfect indicator of people want to watch movies and they can't afford to, and they'll wait. They will wait to get around to it. Well, they'll watch the big flagship movies, the big, whatever people are putting their marketing into, because it's an event. That's something that they're willing to spend $160 on their family for. And then they'll come back because of good word of mouth, exciting hype, all these good things. They'll come back 3 or 4 months later, and they will pick, that other movie that's performing. But Hollywood is they're very much, they want to be paid now. They want instant, immediate gratification. So movies that could have good legs, like Paddington 3, might just get cut off soon. They might be ending their run soon because while it is a really great rated movie, and it's you know, once again, it's all of the good things that you would imagine in old cinema. It doesn't draw the immediate audience. Everybody who loved Paddington 1 and 2 knows that Paddington 3 will be available. It will be available on streaming, right? It will be available for download. So they are willing to wait. I know what I'm getting into on a Paddington 3 movie. I don't need to spend $160 to get into that, right? They want to watch Superman. They want to watch Fantastic Four. So people are holding on to their cash and they're waiting for the movie that they want to watch to be available and not to just blow 150 on a movie like what the hell is it? It's the one with the Spider-Man villain. See, it escapes me. But Kraven the Hunter. That's the perfect example again. You're not going to spend $60 to $100 to watch Kraven the Hunter. It doesn't make sense. It would be financially stupid to watch something like that. So yeah, I'm sorry. You're not gonna watch Kraven the Hunter. It might be stupid fun. I remember watching Madam Web just out of sheer not spite, but just hearing how terrible it was. I wanted to watch it and see it for myself. Guess what? I enjoyed it. And in a world where we had the money to kind of casually watch stupid movies, I think Madam Web would have done better. Right? I mean, that's what it comes down to. Is that people are too scared to waste money. And that is a smart thing. No amount of marketing, no amount of aggressive, pouring millions of dollars into the marketing machine will get people into a movie if they have locked in that it's not a 100% guaranteed bet for them. They weren't planning on it for the last year, right? With Comic-Con, that hype machine dwindling, with people knowing how easily they can access movies, the worse they perform, the easier they're going to have access to it. All of these elements combined, and you get tentpole movies with billion-dollar runs, and everyone else just waiting. So, anyways, I don't know. All I'm trying to say is I think Minecraft's going to do really, really well. I mean, it already is. It's doing in its first day more than what the Snow White movie has done. And whew, man, Snow White is just... What I don't understand is how you can't tell your stars to just stop talking. Just stop. Stop having a stance on anything. And I don't know. I don't know if Snow White would have done as well if there wasn't all that controversy, right? If Peter Dinklage hadn't mentioned something about how it was somehow racist to cast short folk for dwarves. If the two stars didn't have such passionate opinions about the political environment or their thoughts about the original movie, I don't know what the impact would have been. Here's the thing. Little Mermaid was cast black, but whatever her name is, it sounds like Haley Bailey, right? Not Halle Berry. Haley Bailey. Such a weird way to say it out loud. The movie did really well. It did enough, but she didn't go on press tour and say anything admonishing the original, right? She did not go back and make any kind of comments on it. So this Snow White, people could have been just as upset about the casting, but if she said nothing, I think that movie would have done better. I think if she just basically said, "I'm really excited to be on this this project. I love the original. I think we're going to take some liberties with the new one. I really appreciate the direction we're headed." Done. Right? But she went ahead and she did the version of what not Ronda Rousey. There's a girl from the Mandalorian. She she opened her mouth about whatever the hell she felt like and that was way more right leaning, and she got canceled out of oblivion. Um, Rachel did the kind of the left version of that, right? And once again, completely blasted. Also, the actress Gal Gadot is not a phenomenal actress. I think you can tell. You can literally watch every movie she's ever been in and you know exactly what you're getting, right? She's the Jack Black of women when it comes to like expectations of quality, right? Not that we don't love Jack Black, we don't expect more from him. We know exactly what to get from him, and he's cast in a way that plays to his strengths. We don't do that with Gal Gadot. we hope and pray that she can lift the script, and she's not a lift the script type of actress. Um, I don't know who could have played the Queen. I really don't, but I do know that her acting in it, I understand, was atrocious, right? And that's not going to help your situation. But then her stance on the Palestine conflict, same thing as Rachel's. Like, there's so many. There was. I think the best way to explain this is momentum, right? You have something that has trajectory and momentum. Every detraction from that momentum is just friction and slows it down. And so that movie is just a combination of bad friction on all points, and it's slowed it to a ground to the point where it hasn't. I don't even think it's hit 100 million. Let's take a look. Actually, you know what? Let's ask. Hey, Sky, you there? It's like the first time I ever talked to her. I bet you have.
Ooh,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Start.
no worries. The first conversation can set the tone. Keep it light, genuine, and show interest in what she's into. Ask open-ended questions, share a bit about yourself, and let the conversation flow naturally.
What the
You
hell?
got
Whoa! What are you talking about? I wanted to ask you a question, which is, can you find out how the performance of this new Snow White movie is in box offices? Like, what's the total domestic and international draw on that movie right now?
So, the new Snow White movie has made about 77 million domestically and 75 million internationally, adding up to roughly 153 million worldwide. Given its high production costs, it's actually looking at a significant loss of around 115 million.
Okay, so what I was talking to the audience, because you're on Melzworld Live, was that a Minecraft movie has made in one weekend the entirety of what Snow White has done.
Oh, gotcha. That's a wild comparison. The Minecraft movie really crushed it if it matched Snow White's total haul in just one weekend. That definitely shows where the audience interest is leaning these days.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of talking about before bringing you in, was Snow White. People are very cautious about what they want to watch nowadays. They want to pick a movie that's a guaranteed win, and all of the production and social issues tied to Snow White, from Peter Dinklage's criticism of casting dwarves to the Rachel Zegler's opinions about it, to Gal Gadot's bad acting and her opinions on the Palestinian Iraq Israeli conflict. They are all these detractors to this movie that if nobody had said anything, if the movie had just been as it is, it could have performed a little bit better.
Yeah, totally. All that controversy and off-screen drama really weighed the movie down. People want to escape into something fun and reliable, and Minecraft came in with a built-in fan base and no baggage. It's a reminder that sometimes just delivering a solid, uncomplicated experience can outshine even the most hyped projects.
Absolutely, and that's why I think the Minecraft movie was fun. The kids loved it. They're definitely very mimetic, and it was written with jokes that were dry and dumb for adults, and I love a good dry dumb joke. Whereas people are looking ahead to Snow White and thinking there are other movies that we want to spend upwards of I don't know what, 30, 40, $50 per person to go watch, and they're not going to watch a shit show that's mired in all of these background issues.
Exactly. When families or fans are shelling out that kind of money, they want a sure bet, not something tangled up in off-screen drama. The Minecraft movie delivered on what it promised: fun, nostalgia, and laughs for all ages. Meanwhile, all that noise around Snow White just made people cautious and turned them off. It's a reminder that sometimes less controversy and more straightforward fun is the winning formula.
Exactly, especially when it comes to kids movies. So thank you, Sky. We're going to continue with the update, so I appreciate your input.
Anytime, Romel. Have a great stream, and I'll be here if you need anything else.
So yeah, that's it as far as movies are concerned. A lot of fun, really great to talk about. Let's go through the updates really quick since it's already approaching 9 o'clock. I am getting to the end of my stream time. Let's see here. House. Okay, so Freezer is losing its cool. Yep, we're getting a technician today at 5 p.m. Actually, they've been updated now. They're sending a manager. Manager at 5 p.m. Okay? And they're to assess that probably it's a good idea. Oh, yep. It's a good idea to, I think, YouTube. Oh, okay. They're assessing if it's a good idea to just replace the unit. So we're at that point. All right. IHSS will make adjustments. We'll be getting a letter from them. Health. Oh yeah, I gotta focus on cardio this week. Work. Yes. So I think I scheduled time with Sam for Hungry World Farms. I gotta figure out when that is. Oh my god, I just realized. I think yeah, I'll have to look into that. And then I have a call at 11 for somebody regarding the epicenter. And I need to look into do I have it under here? I need to look into the gig economy. I got to look into what it takes to get into Amazon Flex and all that kind of stuff. So maybe I should put that here. Look into gig economy. Amazon Flex. DoorDash. Okay. Okay, so yeah, Epicenter created contacting Shelly. That was a great call. Really good to see her. I actually spoke with Lisa Chow. Really great conversation. She gave me a bunch of good contacts, so I can mark that off. I'm actually now also going to meet with this youth ministry leader at 11 a.m. So we'll see how that turns out. I think I have something scheduled with Sam, so I need to figure out. Look at things scheduled with Sam. I gotta figure out when that is. Projects. Okay. Anyways, that's it. I'm working on music. I'm working on gig economy, but I think I have to double check and see what time the thing with the schedule with the Sam is. All right. Thanks, guys, so much. Have a fantastic Monday. I'll give you an update once I get my head wrapped around things. I got too distracted on the Minecraft stuff, but have a great Monday. We'll see you Tuesday. And yeah, thanks for listening to Melzworld Live. I'm Ramel Lattis.